Hi Virgo, welcome to your February 2022 monthly messages from Spirit reading. This is your girl Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a general reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Virgo. This will not resonate with every Virgo that watches this message, and because this reading is general, not every single message may be for you, so please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else who needs to hear that message. If this reading is not for you at all, Virgo, I highly suggest checking out your other signs and different placements. Hi, cross watchers, you're very welcome here if you're interested in a Virgo. Who wouldn't be? I'd like to remind Virgo and cross watchers that energy is fluid, and this simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading where you feel the roles are flipped or reversed, and that's completely okay. You are more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation the best. My intentions for this reading, Virgo, is to channel and provide messages from Spirit for you for the month of February, to ask what will be going on in February. What do you need to know about in February? And this can impact any aspect of your life: love and romance, career and finances, spiritual evolution. Whatever Spirit would like to bring forth shall be said. And if you have any beings of the light that you would like to welcome into this space, specific angels, ancestors, spirit guides, deities, even passed down loved ones, you are welcome to ask them to join us in this space now. So let's go ahead and get this reading started. I will be using my sound bowl to clear and set the energy as always. So if you are listening to this using headphones, I do suggest turning it down a little bit just for this part because I don't want your ears to hurt. So let's get this going. All right. So let's go ahead and see what will be happening for my Virgos in February 2022. What does Spirit want you to know right now in this month that will hopefully help you make the best decisions and lead you to your greatest good? So tell me what Virgo needs to know about February, Spirit. What will be happening? Ooh, okay. View from above. Get the big picture. Okay, so Virgo, this is what this is kind of telling me here, is that there's something that you've been over analyzing, trying to pick apart, trying to pick at the small details, and you're not seeing things from a higher view. Maybe there's certain people around you that are pulling you down from this view, that are trying to make you believe something that just isn't sticking with you. I wonder about the people you're surrounding yourself with, Virgo, or that you may have to because it's at your work, your career. But I feel that it's time to separate yourself from, the media, mass media, unplug from that mass consciousness and kind of look at things from a higher perspective. I feel that a lot of you are more awakened than the average person. I don't know if this is within your gifts psychically. I feel, though, that you just see things at a higher perspective that a lot of people don't see, don't get. And I feel like, Virgo, you're the truth teller to some degree. And for some of you that grew up in households where you weren't free to express the truth because it would have been disrupting the dysfunction that was going on in your family, or you were always the person to speak your truth, but that was always met with people who weren't ready to hear it, so they try to fend you off, they try to defend themselves. I think, Virgo, there's some sort of truth that you're expressing in February that is not going to sit well with everyone, but it's something you need to say. It's something that you need to clear out, because I think you've been letting people get away with certain behaviors that are just not fitting well with you. And if they don't get it, it's okay to remove yourself from the situation. Because I think there's just now this noise around you, Virgo, to best describe it, of people's opinions, of people's need to tell you, how you're living, how you should be. that isn't anything that is truly a part of who you are. What I'm hearing is the song. I know the Seal version, of the song, but it's like fly like an eagle into the breeze, fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I don't know. I don't remember who the original did, so comment below if you know it. But yeah, it's just time to free yourself from the petty things, from the small things that you may find yourself surrounded by, and just to kind of be free in being who you are, expressing yourself, and moving away from it all. Maybe some of you are thinking about moving to a different city, a different state, a different country. You should, because I think you're really not happy where it is you're finding yourself to be. Maybe some of you want to change into a different department within your job to get new people. It's time for new things to enter your life that is going to bring you back to this higher perspective, because lately there's been a lot that's been trying to bring you down or trying to bring you to a vibration that you don't need to be in. That's what it kind of feels like. So lift yourself back up to that higher place. I think, Virgo, there's just someone around you that is just judgmental, that is just always picking apart everything you do. Separate yourself from that energy. You don't need to be tethered to it. And that's just by placing boundaries if you can't fully separate yourself. If it is someone very close to you, you know, you could still be a part of their lives but not let them intrude on yours. If there's certain topics you just can't have with certain people because, again, they're just not ready to hear it, then when it comes to that topic, excuse yourself. And it feels like, you know, someone who tells a story about your situation or about what you two went through that is completely different from the truth. And again, all you can do is just express your opinion, express your truth, but it's still not being acknowledged and it's not being accepted. And I think it is kind of tearing you down, Virgo. I think it's time to view it from a bigger picture, view it from above. You know your truth, and that's all you need in some sort of way. I just feel that this is coming from friends or family, hopefully not a romantic partner. If it is, that's a big red flag, okay? That they're not accepting you authentically and truly. Let's go ahead and keep going. Tell me more about what's happening in February for Virgo. Oh, there we go. Freedom. Yes. I love this. Okay. So some of you have resonate with the horse energy, whether the horse is your totem spirit animal, you've been seeing horses quite a bit or will be. The horse is a free spirit. And you guys also may have some resonance with the yin yang symbol as well, whether you have a tattoo of it, there's imagery in your home or something along those lines, but you're coming into balance with who you are. And I feel a lot of you are realizing you've been pulled into situations or people that are taking away from your truth, taking away from your essence, and you're breaking free from that. And a lot of you are simply removing yourself from certain circles, from certain people. And it's okay, Virgo, you're going to find your tribe. If it's not with those people, it's definitely with someone else who shares your love for discovering the truth, for being open, for being authentic, for being yourself. You will find your tribe, but it's once you start to detach, it's once you start to accept people as who they are, you know, that they may not change, even if you want them to, even if you've been hoping them to, or idealizing in them in some way to change. It's up to them. And you can only do what you can do within your power. Otherwise, it's it's just something that's out of your control. And I feel, Virgo, you do have this opportunity in February to be free. Whether that is leaving that job you're so unhappy with, or leaving the apartment, the building, the home you're living in that is just doesn't feel home with you anymore. I feel some of you may need to start planning if you need to save up certain finances on how you can make those moves to be free in who you are again. And with this freedom here as well, I'm kind of sensing that there's certain downloads you're getting right now, Virgo. Certain downloads that you're getting about certain people around you that you are meant to, you've really truly outgrown is kind of what I'm getting. Or a job that you're outgrowing. And I feel that if there has been a need to make a move to separate yourself from what's making you unhappy, but you've kind of been putting excuses onto it. It's not the right time. I don't have the right money. Again, for a lot of you, I feel that there's been something that's just been trying to keep you within a small box that you just don't fit in. And whether it's just by choosing to make that decision and see where everything falls into place, or again, if you need to make those steps into saving up for making a big move or making a big change that will secure you financially, I think whatever choice it is you're going to make in February is going to lead you to your ultimate happiness, to the sense of being free again. But I just feel it's some things around you that's taking from you, that is stifling you, and you're not meant to be stifled, Virgo. Let's see. Let's keep going. Tell me more about what's happening in Virgo's life right now in February. What will be happening? And I think some of you are trying to find help too, like some support. Ooh, yeah, cycles. Yeah, and maybe you are realizing that a certain cycle needs to come to an end. And it says, everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. Tune into the moon's magic, excuse me. So yeah, Virgo, I think that the cycle you see yourself in has been running for way too long. And as I said that, there's a hawk flying outside in the sky. So some of you may have resonance with hawks too, but the hawk is known as Spirit's messenger. So you guys have been seeing and feeling the need to make this change, to break out of these cycles. And again, it's a general reading, and I'll pull tarot to get more specific, but it definitely feels like something that's been too routine, something that you felt like you were obligated to do, but with this obligation, they weren't returning you with the same respect of being yourself. And if it's at work, like they're not honoring you for your true value. They're trying to make you do certain projects or be a part of certain work culture that is just not fitting with you and is not what you signed up for, truly and honestly. And some of you are in, karmic contracts with certain people that the karma has been paid, the debt has been paid, but yet they want to convince you that there's more to be done. They want you to stay in the same toxic cycle that they fall themselves into. But yeah, Virgo, the time is up. You have been feeling this for a while, and I think it's really becoming more apparent in February now than it ever has before. And with moon magic here, some of you could possibly have Cancer in your chart. Doesn't have to be the case, but I think it's time to pay attention to the cycles of the moon, to see where the moon is in the sky every day, and use Luna to help you with your manifestations, with your intention setting. I think you guys are kind of starting to see what was in the dark that people either tried to make you not see or convince you that it wasn't the case, almost like gaslighting in some way. You're starting to see it come to light more and more. It's just suspicious energy. It's just something that now you can't deny. And now that you realize you've been in this cycle or have been participating in a cycle for far too long, you will need the courage to break free. And once you build up that courage, a whole weight will be lifted off your shoulder. A lot of you already know what this is. I don't feel like you guys are listening to this and saying, I wonder what this is in my life. If it is this, if you are thinking that, then this may not be your reading. Some of you may have like a moon tattoo, a crescent moon tattoo. Just putting that out there as well. But it's time to break that cycle, Virgo, that you've outgrown, It's so clear here. And I think I'm even hearing, I know it sounds cliche, but the truth shall set you free. So if there's something you've been hiding or holding back from someone just because you didn't want to upset them, or you felt like you've had to walk on eggshells, maybe it's something they need to hear. The way it comes out, I know you're not the person who's just going to use words to cut and hurt. And even if they do hurt, I don't feel it's intentionally what you mean to do. But at the same time, I feel you've been playing it safe for far too long at your own expense. So make the changes you need to make, break the cycles you need to break, and then you'll start to see exactly how long you've been living a certain way that wasn't really a part of your plan. I don't know. It just feels maybe, for some of you, this could be romantic, honestly. And it's the same person who comes back in, who feels free to do whatever they want, feels free to treat you however they want to treat you, and then leaves you guessing more, questioning more. What is this between us? It's karmic. Let me break the news to you. And the letter K really stood out to me. First, middle, last initial may mean something to someone. But you're meant to break this cycle, Virgo. And for some of you where this is family related, I feel this has been a generational pattern that has been a bit like generational trauma for too long. And it doesn't have to be the most serious thing on earth. It could just simply be silencing people because their duty as children is to stay in line, do what they're told, and not to question. But as we're becoming in this new age, the age of Aquarius, the age of where we're at, where social media is bringing about new ideas that we don't have to listen to our parents anymore to live the life we are expected to live. It's making us see the certain karmic patterns in our family that have been oppressed or projected onto us. I feel some of you are even trying to get out of a financial situation where you may feel like you've been lacking in finances, you've been lacking in prosperity, but you don't have to stay there. And maybe recently certain choices you've made of staying in places where you're unhappy is what's adding to that lack. It's not fueling you, it's not recharging you, it's not healing you. It's just keeping you stagnant. And that's why Spirit wants you to rise above. Spirit wants you to look at things in a different perspective, not what you're told, but what you know deep, deep down is right for you. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what the tarot has to say. I even just heard the cycle you're about to break is going to change everything. And it's not an overnight process. It's not going to all happen, so fast that, the next morning you're in a mansion with $1 million or with, your soulmate immediately. But at least taking those steps to move forward and breaking patterns, breaking generational, traumas and everything like that is going to lead you to that fulfillment at the end of the day, because you finally are doing what you feel is within your highest truth, what your higher self has been wanting you to do. And maybe you've been placed with these certain contracts because there could have been karma from a past life, sure, but more so you can break through stronger and higher than anyone in your family has before, or anyone that has been in your surrounding community before, right? Okay, so yeah, Empress. I love seeing this. Taurus energy, Libra energy. So know, Virgo, that the ideas you've been having, the downloads about how to be happy, how to succeed, how to break free, those are the very ideas that Spirit wants to bring you to bring forth in the 3D. And some of you, this change may be scary because you don't know where you're going to land, right? But you're going to land in abundance. You're going to land in prosperity. It's as simple as this, Virgo. Look around. And although there may be things you are very happy with, there are certain other things that can change, that can add to your happiness, that can add to your abundance. And others of you too, it's like, how can you bring these ideas forward to be a part of your everyday life. So if there's certain lifestyle decisions you want to make, changing your diet, be more active, go to sleep earlier, it really is going to show the benefits in the 3D, because you are going to be more in alignment with the balance within you. You're going to start to see everything that you didn't see before when you start to pull yourself out of restrictions and confinements. You're going to see how you can manifest. You're going to see how you can be open to certain opportunities, because you're not in that constricted viewpoint that others tried to project onto you anymore. And maybe some of you are really kind of remembering who you were meant to be. And that is an awakening in itself, right? Because I really do feel, as children specifically, we live a life that is more of spirit than we do as adults. We just look at life in such a freeing way, in such a world of possibility, and with imagination and creativity. And then we lose that magic, we lose that spark due to what people think is right for us. Maybe they did have the tools that they were given, but that doesn't mean you have to work with those same tools. Maybe some of you even have a mother wound, or not the greatest relationship with your mother, and the feminine side of you needs to heal from that. And others of you, if that's not so much the case, your mom is coming through very strong in this reading. Maybe as your best friend, maybe as a spirit guide, if they have passed on into, the other realm, and they are caring for you, and they are wanting for you to see that you don't have to live life in a certain way if you're not happy with it. Abundance and prosperity is your birthright. And if you remember that, and then you start to take those actions into reinforcing that in your life, you're going to start to see the evidence of that in the 3D. Let's keep going. Tell me more. And I do feel the season of spring is going to be a profound month for you to start bringing in the new ideas, the new concepts, the new beliefs that you're starting to awaken to this month, Virgo. What else is going on? Knight of Cups, yeah. And you're doing this because you feel it's right. You're doing this because intuitively you know that there's more for you. And I know you're an earth sign. I have majority earth signs in my natal chart, so I get it, right? Like, what we sense to be true is just usually, as humans or even as an earth sign, is what we sense, feel, see, touch, And Spirit's saying it's not just what you sense with your 5 senses. You also have this gift, Virgo, of what we send you that's outside of that. A lot of you are claircognizant, I feel. And maybe that had to be stifled for you to go about in life again, especially for those of you that were shunned from expressing your truth, from questioning authority, anything like that, right? But I feel, Virgo, you need to start moving towards what feels right in your heart space, your heart chakra. And you're safe to do so. Spirit will protect you. Spirit is sending you these messages for that specific reason. So you can move towards the things you love, towards the things you want to create in this world, that you love to create, that you love to do. And it's fine if other people don't get it. They don't need to. It's your life, and you can live it the way you want to. But you're moving closer to your freedom the more you understand this, the more it's the feelings growing stronger every day to make this change, to break this cycle. And February may be the time to fully put it together. Let's keep going. Tell me more about what's happening in Virgo's life, Spirit. Yeah, 6 of Cups. And this is under cycles. Scorpio energy here. So yeah, this is really coming through to me as the cycles, the patterns, the behaviors you learned as a child. I do feel as a child you were very imaginative. You were very creative. You were that witty, cheeky little child that would just, you know, like that show that used to run on TV, kids say the darnest things. I feel you were that way, Virgo. You just expressed yourself. And in some way along the road, like someone told you to change. Someone told you you weren't safe being who you were. But really, that inner child is what gave you that creative spark, is what is still kind of yearning to be expressed, yearning to be appreciated and loved just for who they are. And, you know, for those of you who are struggling to understand, well, why did I have to be, you know, how do I express this? Like, why was I given the family then that didn't allow me to be who I was? And I've struggled with that same question, okay? A family that didn't recognize me for my gifts, unless it was, you know, getting great grades, unless it was, you know, becoming a doctor or a lawyer, being an artist or being a psychic wasn't enough, right? So, you know, this is something I can resonate with you guys with, or I can relate to you guys as far as what you were told as a child was maybe what was told to them as children. There could have been something that they were afraid if you were to do, you weren't going to be happy in or happy with. But that's not their decision to make anymore. And once you let that inner child out, once you heal from that past that may have played out into the cycle you're in now, certain behaviors that you've learned, I think coming to peace in terms with the past is what's going to take you into a higher perspective. The past can't haunt you anymore. The past can't restrict you anymore. And when you become aware of those patterns that maybe you've developed because of what you learned from the past, awareness is the first step. That's really the most important step. And then following through, then making those changes. I think that your soul in itself is very beautiful, is very amazing, and needs to be shown to the world. Because I do think, Virgo, when you're yourself, you are very giving, you are very kind, and you do want to see the world be uplifted in some way through your action, through what you can do. But you're not finding the ability to do so in the certain circumstance you're in. So there's a part of yourself that needs to be free again. That maybe need to be addressed in February, or again, the choices you need to make in February to start breaking the cycles. I'm going to deck the Fool. Yes, love it. So Aries energy, Aquarius energy, it's time to bring in a new beginning. It's time to bring in a new cycle, a new chapter. And I feel, Virgo, some of you may struggle with how to end this. How can I do this? Really, it's again, just going with what do you feel like you need to do? What do you feel like you should do? What do you feel like you're being called to do? And not to let the mind imprison you and make you feel bad for how you feel, but to just move forward with it. Stop judging yourself. Stop critiquing yourself. Stop trying to think that if you were to make this decision, everything's going to fall apart. The Fool is here to tell you that you're free to just experiment, just to try out, just to get outside of that box and to move into unknown territory. That is going to be liberating. That is going to be exciting. I feel a lot of you want to bring back adventure into your life. So do it. You know, maybe even some of you are thinking of, you know, if you are financially stable, taking a break from work in general. Take traveling, trying, you know, new hobbies that may need some time to develop and grow, but may ultimately make you more money than where you find yourself to be now. And feeling free to finally listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, and just go for it. And I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I don't think you're going to land, you know, somewhere where it's going to be hard to climb up. Because I think with view from above, you're going to get there. I feel that some of you just don't trust yourselves because of what was taught to you, because of what you were told to believe about yourself. But that's the very thing that is going to liberate you. Your soul's calling, your intuition. A lot of you are very connected to spirit. And maybe that's been a bit stifled because of certain situations you found yourself in currently, or what's been taking too much room on your plate. But I do feel spirit has been calling you to make this change, to take that first step, to take that leap of faith, to bring in the new cycle your soul's really, really pleading you to do. Wow. All right, Virgo, let's go ahead and wrap up this reading with one more card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, written by Alana Fairchild. I'm going to read the passage from the book because Alana Fairchild's passages have always helped me, and I hope they help you as well. But of course, I'm going to give my own interpretation too. But anything else that Virgo needs to know about February, about what they should do in February? Oh, here we go. Be the hunter, not the hunted. Interesting, with number 8. Some of your birthdays could be September 8th, September 18th, maybe August 28th for some of you. 8's coming through very strongly here. But know that if you were to go on your own path, to do your soul's calling, to break those cycles and be who you are, you're going to be safe. So, and maybe some of you have strong resonance with the owl or the goddess Athena, may come through very strongly for you guys as well. But your wisdom is something that is ancient, that has been gifted to you, and is very, even though it's as old from all the cycles you've kind of been collecting this information from, still for people who aren't as spiritually adept as you, it scares them, the knowledge you carry, the wisdom you carry, the truth you carry, because it can't be disputed. It can be, I guess people don't want to see it, don't want to accept it, but your truth is your own. And once you know that, it can't be shaken, it can't be taken like it may have been for you before. But let's go ahead and read the passage. Let's see. Okay. So it says, do you feel you are at the beck and call of circumstances, situations, and relationships that are outside of your control? Is your attention being called away from what you love, from your passionate focus upon your own journey and creative self-expression? Are you feeling roped into becoming a support tonic, savior, and heal-all for others? There is a big difference between healthy supportiveness in a relationship, which includes healthy self-support, and ignoring your own journey out of misplaced guilt, shame, unworthiness, or the belief that the needs of others are more important than your own. That is not compromise. That is unhealthy and neglectful of yourself. You are being asked to see through the assumptions, expectations, tantrums, or manipulations that may be put upon you by others or yourself or others. See through them to the truth. You can only sidestep, change your response to, or choose to release that which you can recognize. This oracle brings you some important news. You are capable of seeing the truth, outsmarting old patterns, and responding more creatively to craft new and improved relationships. You don't have to be drawn into the dramas of others or in the suffering of repetitive struggles. You can become still and intent with a willingness to see the truth. In doing so, you will be open to being shown another way through the inner wisdom of your heart, or a flash of insight from the great universal mind that penetrates your own awareness. This oracle also brings you particular guidance that there is a message coming your way. This message will be important to you, and you are not to paint it as anything more or less than what it is. Sit with your heart. Take your time. Even if there is a deadline for your answer, you will be able to bend and stretch time so that in your relaxation, you can feel for what your truth is in the situation at hand and respond appropriately. Mother Nature offers you the wisdom medicine of the owl, the ability to hear what is not spoken and see what is hidden in darkness. Trust what you feel beyond appearances. The power and magic of the owl is working with you, and Mother Nature is by your side, assisting you in navigating the current life transition into a new way of being. Yeah, Virgo. I mean, a lot of you, maybe you're going to hear a truth. Maybe you're going to see something that is cannot be changed, that you cannot unsee. And that is going to really make you firm in making the choice to move on, firm in making the choice to do the thing you need to do in order to be your happiness. There could be a revelation. There can be like a family secret that's about to be revealed. But something where it's going to be so unshakable within you. Even if you've been trying to hide it, trying to deny it, or that's what you were programmed to do, February is where it's all going to change once you realize that your truth does matter, that your expression and what you need to express, needs to be expressed unapologetically. And again, you are just this person that was always meant to see what other people can't see. And just because they weren't ready for it doesn't mean you have to downplay yourself. So break free, Virgo. View from above and change the cycle that you see yourself in. And I promise you're going to be so much happier for it. So thank you so much, Virgo, for joining me here for this reading. I really hope that this has resonated with you in some way. If it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Virgo, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Virgo.